Well, it was a bittersweet day today. Showed up, was coming today to do all my, cement my PVC work, which I got that done. But when we showed up, this tank, I lost about 2/3 of the fish in there. We figured about, there was, I don't know, 40, 50, 60, just depends. There was at least 30, 35 that were floating around dead or were stuck in the filter back there. But I checked the water chemistry, and it was awful. The ammonia was crazy high, as high as it'll go on the chart, and the nitrates was crazy high. So anyways, today I moved them yesterday. Got the water change actually when I got I dry fitted the drain, the raft system together. But anyways, came up, and so what I did was I moved the survivors, and there's probably about 15-ish. They don't look like a whole lot in here because of just the size of the tank, but they're all kind of sprinkled throughout this tank, but hard to catch them all. Moved the male to one side and put a divider up to make sure that he would stay away. At least the babies could go somewhere if he was messing with them. My wife was up here and said that we saw that he had bit one and killed it. We don't know if he was just testing to see what would happen or if he was actually hungry. I keep food in here with them, and anyway, so far he's let's see if he's going to do it right there. But anyways, got him separated. The fry can go back and forth as they want. But the goal today was to get eggs from mama fish and test out the McDonald jar, and I was able to do that. It was kind of chaotic. I filled up one of my totes with the water, and what I did last time, when the fish spit out eggs, just in transport, moving her from one place to another, she spit them out. And anyways, that was just it wasn't the case. I used a different net this time, and she kept her eggs in. When I transferred in here, I was working on getting stuff situated, and she decided to jump out on the floor, and I did my best I just kind of flooded the water with a couple beakerfuls of water, and they looked like some writhing maggots and such. It was kind of gross, but I was able to kind of scoop them up. I used some clean pieces of paper, and the paper would absorb the water as I kind of scooped them together, and kind of just like you're sweeping up dust. I was able to get, I think, 95% of them, and just moving them. Some of them I'm sure didn't make it, but we got a whole bunch. It took me a while. I used my pipette to kind of flush them up. I put them up in this tote and would do jets of water and transferred them over here, and finally was able to get them into a beaker that I was able to transfer into the McDonald jar. I've really got it rigged up. I've got to get a piece of wood, I've got some oak at home. I'm going to rig up to get this pipe to stay at the exact height. I've got it just crazy rigged up here I have some skewers from one of my science labs we did, and zip ties and everything else, but right now I've got it kind of dialed in where it's working fairly well. There's not really any stagnant areas. They're turning over really good, and the principle behind these jars, it's like an incubator. This is supposed to mimic what's in the mom's mouth, and once they get strong enough, they're able to go up, and there's a couple that'll flutter up, but they'll go back down. But you can't see it, but there's a drain pipe up there that they can access, and once they get big enough, they'll go along that pipe, and then they will spill out into this breeding net. That fish is behind that net, you can't see it. But anyways, that's the principle. So as they get big enough, and this should happen over several days, they will all flush out. This is all just driven by the water coming in. So anyways, it was not so good. We lost a bunch of these already, a little over 2-week-old fry. Like I said, I probably got maybe 25 total between the 15 or so that are here, 13, 15-ish. And then I've still got these who are just enormous compared to those that are in this the main tank. But I've got all the water connected. That was kind of the end game, was to improve water quality into these two tanks. But water comes up, does its thing, splits. I have water coming in this one. It drains out through the overflow I showed in the last video, and this one here I finally got the water level set kind of where I want it. But it drains down here into the raft floating system. I'm looking to get some duckweed here pretty quick to go into there. It's got a U siphon on the outside that drains down and connects over. So everything is working okay. I've got to get this where it's not so precarious with kids coming in and out. Eventually, hopefully by this next weekend, I'm going to build a shroud that will cover the very top of this, so you won't even see the plumbing, but I can open it up, access everything from the inside, and keep it closed. There'll be an actual, like a tube of 12 that'll run all the way over, and that will house the grow lights that'll be over the duckweed and lettuce that's going. Speaking of lettuce, I've got some shoots that are shooting up in there. This is the two different types of lettuce, and even on this side you can kind of see some stuff peeking up in there. So anyways, good and bad day. Lost a bunch of fry, but we've obviously got a lot more coming, and I have 2 more for sure, maybe 3 more mamas in there about to spit out some eggs. I'm going to leave those 2 to just spit out naturally. I'm not going to do the McDonald jar thing with those. I'm going to let them just kind of go and see what happens. I'm still just going to leave everything. I'm going to leave my filters where they're situated and just kind of see how that goes. Those that are in there now, these bigger ones, they've done fine. So I've got the male out. Hopefully that'll make a difference. So let's see how this goes. Thanks for watching. If you're looking on Facebook or YouTube, again, thanks for watching.